rather than just being another anime about rock music, this really feels like something constructed by someone who knows what it feels like to do live rock music. Hi there and welcome back to Japan, where today we're going to be talking about, well, I don't know if we're talking about Kessoku Band or whether we're talking about Bocchi The Rock. I guess we're talking about this fictional band, they're real musicians involved in recording it, I'm sure, from the anime Bocchi The Rock, because this came up in one of the live streams I was doing, I think it was a week or two ago, where someone suggested, hey, how would react to this? And I watched this video. It's like a 2-minute video of the band performing in the whole anime setting at, I think it's a venue called Starry. It was just really struck me though suddenly how this was not exactly what I was expecting. Now the anime itself, for anyone who's not already familiar, and I wasn't until I looked it up myself, because I don't follow a huge amount of anime despite living in Japan. I'm more into the music than into the anime side of things, but I looked into it and it's kind of your typical story from what it seems. There is a shy, socially awkward girl, but she loves playing rock music, and then she finds people who bring her into a band, and this, I'm assuming, is the performance where she wows them, because this is how this song starts. Let's jump into talking about how this song starts. Now, just starting by looking at the song itself, it kicks off with the guitarist just stamping on the pedal and then doing this sort of really distorted run on the guitar. It's not quite a guitar solo, but it's a really interesting lick where she's building up the sound. It's very nice because, again, they could have just gone for something like a twiddling solo, but instead they go for something that feels guttural, it feels energetic, it feels like she's really trying to channel her character. Assumingly, she's the one who's finds it hard to express herself. She's channeling that through the guitar, and there's this feeling that it's this big emotional build-up, and that's what I like about the way this starts. It starts with something much more raw and honest about that opening lick before everything kicks in. And when it kicks in, we get a sort of a nice little drum shuffle doing that, the drum beat, the sort of disco shuffle that Silent Siren always love doing in their songs, and we've got a nice sort of thumping bass line, we've got good vocals, and it's a catchy song. It doesn't outstay its welcome, which is often a good sign of songs that come about in sort of anime form or as part of a musically related TV show. They tend to be short because they have to fit within the runtime, and that was nicely present here. You know, it's a 2-minute song. If anything, it could have been a bit longer, but I like the fact that we got that big emotional build-up, and then we got a song that was, for the best part, a fairly standard pop rock song, but it was nice. It was catchy, not super catchy, but it didn't need to be because it was quite short. This was just a very condensed image of a nice little song which felt like it had more sort of bubbling beneath the surface than came across at first impressions, and that's exactly what you want for something like this, something that is, you know, related to a storyline. I was also particularly interested by the fact that everything did sound very live. There was a sort of a held note in the chorus, and you could hear the vocals. It wasn't like they were deliberately putting something in to make it sound wavy, but there was just occasional notes where she just occasionally goes a little bit vibrato, a little bit south of where she was supposed to be pitch-wise, and just little things like that. It sounded and felt honest, and that, for a get-go, is one of the things I really liked about this. Is it just, again, for something that came from an anime that didn't have to do that, it felt like there was attention to making it sound real. And that's where we move on to the visual side. Now, I might not be an expert on anime, but I got a lot to say about this visually. Visually, I think this is both perfect for relating to people who are musicians, as well as anyone who just wants to see what a small venue in Tokyo looks like. Now, my understanding from a little bit of research I've done is that they perform in Shimokitazawa, which Shimokitazawa is currently the cool place in Tokyo, and I do really like Shimokitazawa. It's on the same train line as I'm on, but it's a cool little place. It's near to Shibuya, near to that kind of whole area, but it's also quite small. A lot of little cafes and restaurants, little winding streets, and a lot of small underground venues. Now, you get these all over Tokyo, but you got quite a few of them. It's quite prevalent for them to be in Shimokitazawa, and this is a really good image of what one of them looks like. Small stage, low roof, very dark, speakers up there. Yeah, we kind of seen these kind of venues before, but you get a lot of them in Tokyo where, you know, they can be anywhere from a capacity of like 30 people, 20 people maybe, up to something which is 200 or 300, which still is not very big, but a lot of these venues are very small. And I liked that, again, they showed what that looks like, because in their performance, it's there, and there's like 7 people I can see in the crowd in a room that supposedly could probably take like 50. That's about right. That's about right for the feel you get with a lot of new bands. You know, they're playing to a very small audience, but in a small venue as well, so it doesn't look too sparse. And this to me really showed a nice image of something that, as someone who's seen a lot of new and unsigned bands performing in Japan, I know that feeling, and it was beautifully represented. And I think if you want to see that kind of thing represented, this seems to be doing a great job. But as I say, this also is visually very interesting for someone as a musician, because I noticed that just the whole way the band are standing, you know, their whole performance is not over the top trying to be, whoa, we're rock stars and sort of playing too much to anime tropes. Yes, I know, I'm probably not so much in touch with anime, and anime is probably much more realistic these days, but you get my point. They're not overdoing it, not trying to look like more than they are. They're just looking like a competent band would. There was also a really nice shot that I really liked, where it's a sort of first person, you're looking down at the guitar as she's playing it. And what I really liked about that is because for anyone who's played on stage who maybe is not 100% comfortable playing guitar, or is maybe playing a guitar line that's a little bit too complicated for them, or anything like that, you'll often find that you're looking down, and there is that weird sensation when you're concentrating on the guitar right in front of you, trying to make sure, don't mess this bit up, but at the same time you see the floor, and the floor sort of moving beneath you while you move is like flashing with all the lights. And it's just kind of the reminder that you're in this big, large setting with lights blasting down all around you, whilst you're concentrating on something very intimate, small, and right in front of you, which you just want to get right. It's very strange. It's a very strange sort of feeling, the juxtaposition between the room around you and the sort of big grand energy, and you just focusing on this thing right in front of your face. I felt they did a really, well, it's not that close, but yeah. I felt they did a really good job with that shot, and that shot along with a few others, and just the whole way this was staged made me feel like this has really been created by someone who not only has just been to some venues, or not anything like that, it feels like it was created by someone who knows what it's like to be on a small stage, be in those kind of venues, someone who really knows what they're doing. And if they don't, they certainly did a very good job of interpreting it. So I just really liked that a lot. So in conclusion, this was a nice short introduction to the world of Bocchi The Rock and I can't remember what the band name is. Kessoku Band. It was a nice introduction to them. Very short, very concise, but certainly has me interested as well in the anime as well. I don't remember. I haven't watched an anime in like 15 years, I think. So guys, tell me, if you want me to check out more of this band, please do. If you've got recommendations for maybe longer songs by them, please tell me. If you want me to watch the anime, let me know. I can't really do reaction videos. I might do that on Twitch or something, but I can certainly review episodes if it's come out and you guys want me to do, I don't know, something like that, maybe on one of my other channels. Let me know what you think. Also, let me know what you think about this project. Do you think it's interesting? Do you think it's a good idea? Do you think it's going to help open up this kind of music to more different people, which I think it certainly could do? Let me know, and until I hopefully see you very soon in Japan for the next one of these, like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff, and for now, ciao, ciao.